The stars looked cold in the darkness beyond the galaxy. Commander Kang Taimin stood on the bridge of the KSS Indomitable, watching them through the viewport. He had been out here for 5 years, mapping the empty spaces that no one else wanted to explore. Out here, there were no coalition ships, no alien voices on the radio, and no reminders of the day they threw humanity out of the galaxy. 50 years ago, the Galactic Coalition decided that humans were too dangerous, too violent, too unpredictable. They said humanity could not join their peaceful alliance. They forced every human to leave the colonies and return to Earth. Then they sealed the borders and forgot about them. Taimin was just a boy when it happened, but he remembered the ships leaving, remembered his mother crying, remembered the shame in his father's eyes. Now he commanded the most advanced warship humanity had ever built. The Indomitable was a ghost to the Coalition, a ship that should not exist. While the aliens thought humans were trapped on Earth, humanity had been building, learning, and preparing. The Indomitable was proof of that work. Lieutenant Commander Park Ji-woo walked onto the bridge holding a datapad. He was young, only 35, born after the Banishment. He had never seen an alien in person, only in old videos and photos. To him, the Coalition was just a story, something from history books. "Commander, we picked up something strange," Ji-woo said. "It's an old Coalition emergency frequency. Nobody has used those channels in 50 years. Taimin turned to look at him. "Delete it. We don't answer Coalition signals." "Sir, you should hear it first. It's encrypted, but I broke the code. It's a distress call. They're asking for help. Let them ask someone else," Taimin said. His voice was cold. Dr. Lee Haijin appeared at the doorway. She was the ship's chief science officer, and one of the few people on board who had actually studied with Coalition scientists before the Banishment. "Commander, please listen to the message. Just once." Taimin looked at her for a long moment. Then he nodded. "Play it." The message filled the bridge. It was an alien voice speaking through a translator. "This is Ambassador Ralthek of the Zeltorian people, broadcasting on all emergency channels. The Coalition is under attack. An enemy from beyond our galaxy has arrived. They call themselves the Vrelith Swarm. We have lost 3 worlds. Billions are dead. Our fleets cannot stop them. We are not warriors. We do not know how to fight a war like this. If anyone can hear this message, please help us. We know we have wronged many people. We know we made mistakes, but innocent people are dying. Please." The bridge was silent when the message ended. Taimin felt something twist in his chest. Anger, pain, and something else he did not want to name. "They threw us out," he said quietly. "They said we were animals, barbarians, and now they want us to save them." "The people dying right now were not the ones who banished us," Dr. Lee said. "Most of them were not even born yet. Children are dying, Taimin, families, people who never hurt us." Ji-woo crossed his arms. "With respect, Doctor, maybe this is justice. They left us to die. Let them face their own problems, and is that what we are?" Dr. Lee asked. "People who watch billions die because we are angry? The Coalition was wrong about us. Do we prove them right by doing nothing?" Taimin closed his eyes. He thought about his father, who died still bitter about the Banishment. He thought about all the humans who grew up in shame, told they were too savage for civilized space. He thought about the years of isolation, the pain, the rejection. Then he thought about children dying on alien worlds, calling for help that would never come. "Open a channel to Earth Command," he said. The communication took several minutes to connect. The face of Captain Yoon Soo-jin appeared on the screen. She was older than Taimin, with gray hair and hard eyes. She commanded Earth's defensive fleet, what little existed. "Commander Kang," she said, "I assume you heard the Coalition's cry for help." "Yes, Captain." "What are Earth's orders?" Soo-jin was quiet for a moment. "Earth is divided, Taimin. Half want to help, half want to watch them burn. The government is arguing. But I can tell you this. We have been building a fleet. A real fleet. 50 warships, all as advanced as the Indomitable. Maybe more." Taimin felt shock run through him. 50 ships? Earth had been busier than he thought. "When can they launch?" he asked. 6 weeks. Maybe less if we push. But Taimin, the Coalition does not have 6 weeks. Intelligence says they will fall within days. The Vrelith are too strong, too fast. By the time our fleet arrives, there might be nothing left to save. "So you are asking me to go alone," Taimin said. "I am not ordering you to do anything. This is your choice. One ship cannot win a war, Taimin. You know that. If you go, you will probably die. But maybe you can buy time. Maybe you can slow them down until help arrives. Taemin looked at his crew. Jiwoo stood tall, ready to follow orders even if he disagreed. Dr. Lee watched him with hope in her eyes. Around the bridge, other crew members waited for his decision. Engineer Choi Min-ho leaned against a console in the back, his face unreadable. These people trusted him. They would follow him into death if he asked. The question was whether he had the right to ask. Captain Soo-jin, he said slowly, tell Earth that the Indomitable is changing course. We are going to Coalition space. If humanity is going to return to the galaxy, we might as well make an entrance. Soo-jin almost smiled. Good luck, Commander. Try not to start a war with them after you save them. No promises, Taemin said. The transmission ended. Taemin turned to Jiwoo. Plot a course to the nearest Coalition world under attack. Maximum speed. And charge all weapons. If we are doing this, we are doing it properly. Yes, sir. Jiwoo moved quickly to his station, his fingers dancing across the controls. Engineer Min-ho pushed off from his console and walked over. Commander, the jump drive is ready. But I should warn you, if we push it too hard, we might not have enough power for a return trip. Then we better win fast, Taemin said. Min-ho grunted. I lost my daughter during the evacuation. She was only 6. The Coalition ships would not wait for stragglers, so I will get your ship to Coalition space, Commander, and I will make sure you can hurt them. We are not going to hurt the Coalition, Taemin said. We are going to save them. Same thing, Min-ho said. When humans show up to help, people get hurt. Usually the right people, though. The Indomitable turned in space, its powerful engines burning bright. The ship accelerated toward Coalition space, toward a war that was not theirs to fight, toward aliens who feared and hated them. But Taemin had made his choice. He would not be the monster the Coalition believed humans were. He would be something better, even if it killed him. The journey would take 3 days at maximum speed. 3 days to prepare for battle, 3 days to decide if humanity's return to the galaxy would be as saviors or ghosts. The planet Talmara burned below them. Taemin watched through the viewport as fire spread across the surface. The Vrelith swarm had been attacking for 6 hours and the world was dying. Above the planet, Coalition ships fought desperately. But they were losing. Taemin counted 20 Coalition vessels, most of them damaged. Against them were hundreds of Vrelith bioships. Living vessels that moved like insects through space. They were huge, covered in armor that looked like black shell with weapons that fired acid and explosive spores. Try to contact them, Taemin ordered. Jiwoo opened channels on every frequency. Coalition fleet, this is the KSS Indomitable. We are here to help. Please respond. There was no answer. Jiwoo tried again. Still nothing. They are ignoring us, Jiwoo said. Or they think we are a trick. Use the old recognition codes, Taemin said. The ones from before the banishment. Jiwoo's fingers moved quickly. He transmitted codes that were 50 years old. Identification signals that no human should remember. The response came immediately. Human ship, this is Fleet Commander Shaltek. How do you have those codes? Leave this system immediately. We do not want your help. Taemin felt anger rise in his throat, but he pushed it down. Commander, your fleet is dying. Your people are dying. Put aside your pride and let us fight. We do not need barbarians to save us. Leave now or we will fire on you. Before Taemin could respond, another voice broke into the channel. It was older, calmer. This is Ambassador Ralthek. Commander Shaltek, stand down. Commander Kang, I authorize your presence here. Please help us. Ambassador, you have no authority to... Shaltek began. I have the authority of the Council, and right now the Council says we accept any help we can get. Now be silent and let the humans do what we cannot. Taemin almost smiled. Thank you, Ambassador. We will try not to disappoint you. He turned to Jiwoo. Target the largest concentration of enemy ships. Plasma kinetic cannons full power. Targeting now, Jiwoo said. His voice was excited. This was what he had trained for his entire life. Weapons charged, firing. The Indomitable's main guns lit up space. Blue-white beams of superheated plasma, mixed with accelerated particles, tore through the Vrelith formation. The alien bioships exploded one after another, their organic armor burning like paper. In 10 seconds, Jiwoo destroyed 15 enemy vessels. The Coalition channel erupted with shocked voices. What was that? Someone asked. Impossible. Nothing cuts through Vrelith armor like that. One ship. One human ship just killed more of them than our entire fleet. Taemin ignored the chatter. Continue firing. Minho, I need the shields at maximum. They are going to focus on us now. Shields are holding, Minho's voice came from engineering. But sir, these bioships are adapting. Their weapons are changing frequency to match our shield harmonics. They are learning, Dr. Lee said from her station. The Vrelith have a hive mind. What one learns, they all learn. Then we learn faster, Taemin said. Minho, rotate shield frequencies every 5 seconds. Do not give them time to adapt. On it, the battle became chaos. The Vrelith swarm turned all their attention to the Indomitable. Hundreds of bioships swarmed toward them, firing acid streams and explosive spores. The human ship's shields flared and crackled under the assault. Jiwoo kept firing, his plasma cannons cutting through enemy after enemy. But for every ship he destroyed, 2 more took its place. Shields at 60%, Minho reported. 50%. Commander, we cannot take much more of this. Taemin's mind raced. They were surrounded, outnumbered 100 to 1. A conventional battle would kill them. He needed something unexpected, something the Vrelith could not adapt to quickly enough. Minho, can you jump us inside the gravity well? There was a long pause. Commander, jumping inside a gravity well is suicide. The jump field could collapse and tear the ship apart. Can you do it? Another pause. Then Minho laughed. Yes, I can do it. Where do you want to go? Behind them, right behind their command cluster. Taemin pointed to the tactical display where a group of larger Vrelith ships coordinated the swarm. Jump us there. Jiwoo, prepare every weapon we have. The moment we appear, I want you to fire everything. This is insane, Dr. Lee said. But she was smiling. Insane is what we do best, Jiwoo said. Weapons ready. Jump drive charging, Minho said. If this works, I want a promotion. If it fails, tell my ex-wife I was right about the toaster. Jump in 3, 2, 1 now. Reality twisted. The ship vanished from one point in space and reappeared in another, still inside the planet's gravity well. It should have been impossible. Coalition ships would never attempt such a maneuver. Their safety protocols would not allow it. Humans had no such protocols. The Indomitable appeared directly behind the Vrelith command cluster. The enemy ships had no time to react. Fire! Taemin shouted. Every weapon on the ship fired at once. Plasma cannons, kinetic missiles, laser arrays, everything. The command ships exploded in a cascade of fire and organic matter. The Vrelith swarm suddenly lost coordination. Ships crashed into each other, weapons fired randomly, formations broke apart. The hive mind is disrupted, Dr. Lee said, watching her screens. They need the command ships to coordinate. Without them, they are just animals. Then let us hunt animals, Jiwoo said. He fired again and again, each shot finding a target. The coalition fleet recovered quickly. Seeing the Vrelith in disarray, they pressed their attack. Together, human and alien ships drove the swarm away from the planet. The surviving Vrelith bioships retreated, disappearing into the darkness of space. The battle was over. Talmara was saved barely. The surface was damaged, but millions of people still lived. The coalition fleet was battered but intact. Taemin sat back in his chair, suddenly exhausted. They had done it. One ship against hundreds, and they had won. Commander, Jiwoo said quietly, we are receiving a transmission from the coalition flagship. Ambassador Ralthek wants to meet with you in person. Taemin looked at the planet below. Somewhere down there, alien families were going home. Alien children were safe because of what his crew had done. The coalition had thrown humanity away like garbage. But when those people needed help, humans came anyway. Maybe that said something important about who humans really were. Tell the ambassador I will come, Taemin said. It is time we talked. The coalition flagship Eternal Dawn was beautiful in a way that hurt to look at. Everything was smooth curves and soft light, designed for beings who valued peace and harmony. Taemin felt out of place the moment he stepped aboard. His military uniform was dark and practical. The aliens around him wore flowing robes in gentle colors. Ambassador Ralthek met him at the airlock. The Zeltorian was tall and thin, his skin covered in crystalline patterns that glowed faintly. He moved slowly as if each step required thought. Commander Kang, Ralthek said. His voice came from a translator device, but Taemin could hear warmth in it. Thank you for coming, and thank you for saving my people. We saved some of them, Taemin said. Many died before we arrived. Yes, too many. The ambassador's light dimmed slightly. Please follow me. The council is waiting. They walked through corridors filled with alien crew members. Everyone stopped to stare at Taman. Some looked grateful. Others looked afraid. A few looked disgusted as if he carried a disease. They are not used to humans, Raltek said quietly. Many of them were taught that your kind are dangerous, violent. Please forgive their reaction. We are violent, Taman said. That is why we just saved them. Raltek made a sound that might have been a laugh. Yes, perhaps violence has its place after all. The council chamber was a large room with seats arranged in a circle. 7 holographic projections appeared, representing the leaders of each coalition species. Taman recognized some from old records. The Marathi looked like flowing water contained in a vaguely humanoid shape. The Krell resembled giant insects with too many eyes. The Ven were pure energy, glowing balls of light that hurt to look at directly. Members of the council, Raltek said, I present Commander Kang Taman of the human vessel Indomitable. This is a mistake, one of the Krell said immediately. We should not allow humans into our space. They were banished for good reason. The good reason just saved Talmara, another voice said. It was a Marathi. Perhaps we should listen before we judge. Listen to what? A third voice asked. The human will ask to rejoin the coalition. We will be forced to accept because we are desperate. Then we will regret it when they start wars and destroy everything we built. Timon listened to them argue for several minutes. Finally he spoke. I did not come here to rejoin your coalition. The room went silent. You do not want to join us? The Marathi asked. Why would I? Taman said. You threw us out once. You would do it again the moment the danger passed. No. I am here to offer a trade. Humanity will fight the Vrelith for you. We will do what your peaceful species cannot, and in return, you will give us something we need. What do you want? The Krell asked suspiciously. First, we want full access to your technology databases. Everything you know about jump drives, energy weapons, shields, medicine, all of it. Second, we want territorial rights to 3 uninhabited systems on the edge of Coalition space. We will use them as human colonies. Third, we want a formal apology from this council for the banishment. The council erupted in angry voices. 3 of them talked at once, their translators creating a confusing noise. Outrageous. We cannot give our technology to barbarians. An apology? We did nothing wrong. Ralthek's light flared bright and his voice cut through the noise. Enough. You sit here arguing while the Vrelith consume our worlds. This human and his crew just accomplished what our entire fleet could not. They asked for fair payment. What do we offer? Insults and pride? Ambassador, you forget yourself, the Krell said coldly. No, you forget reality. The Vrelith have taken 12 of our worlds, not 3. 12 billions are dead. Our fleets are broken. We are losing this war and you know it. If humanity offers to fight for us, we should be grateful. We will discuss this, the Marathi said. Commander Kang, please wait outside. Taman nodded and left. In the corridor, Dr. Lee was waiting. She had come aboard with him to present her research. How did it go? She asked. About as well as I expected. They hate us, but they need us. Pride versus survival. Let us see which wins. 20 minutes later, they were called back. The council looked unhappy, but the Marathi spoke. We agree to your first 2 demands. Technology access and territorial rights. But we cannot apologize for a decision we still believe was correct. Taman felt anger burn in his chest, but he pushed it down. Then we have a deal. We will fight your war, but when it is over, humanity remembers how you treated us, both now and 50 years ago. Fair enough, the Marathi said. Now we must discuss strategy. We need to find the Vrelith Queen. Dr. Lee stepped forward. I can help with that. I have been studying the Vrelith biology from the battle. I have something important to tell you. She activated a holographic display. It showed genetic sequences and biological data. The Vrelith are not a natural species. They are artificial, created by an ancient civilization as a weapon. The precursors, Ralthek breathed, but they vanished billions of years ago. Yes, the same precursors who seeded life across the galaxy, including life on Earth. I believe the Vrelith were designed as a final weapon, a way to cleanse the galaxy if something went wrong. And I think humanity was designed to stop them. That is impossible, the Krell said. Look at the evidence. Human biology includes aggressive tendencies, rapid adaptation, and creative problem-solving. These are not bugs. They are features. The precursors made humans to be warriors, guardians, and you banished them because you were afraid of the very thing that could save you. The council was silent for a long, Moment, if this is true, the Marathi said slowly, then we made a terrible mistake. Yes, you did, Taemin said. There was no anger in his voice now, only sadness. But we are here anyway. Now how do we find this queen? Our scouts have tracked the Vrelith swarms back to their origin point, Ralthek said. He displayed a star map. Here, deep in dark space beyond our borders. The queen is there, in a massive biostructure around a dying star. If we destroy her, the entire swarm loses coordination. They will die. How far? Taemin asked. 3 weeks of travel through hostile space. The journey will be dangerous. Everything is dangerous, Taemin said. Dr. Lee, I want you to continue your research. We need every advantage. Ambassador Ralthek, I request that you and a team of scientists join my crew. We will need coalition knowledge to succeed. I will come personally, Ralthek said. It is time I saw how humans fight. Then we leave immediately, Taemin said. Every day we wait, more people die. As they left the council chamber, Ralthek walked beside Taemin. Commander, may I ask you something personal? Go ahead. Why did you really come? You could have ignored our call. Let us die. That would have been revenge for what we did to you. Taemin was quiet for a moment. Then he said, because if we did that, you would have been right about us. We would have been the monsters you feared. I came to prove you wrong. Ralthek's light glowed warm and bright. Then perhaps there is hope for all of us. 3 weeks into the journey, Taemin stood on the bridge staring at a dead world. It had been a coalition colony once, home to millions. Now it was just rock and ash. The Vrelith had consumed everything, stripping the planet down to bare stone. 12 worlds, Dr. Lee said quietly. She stood beside him, looking at the same view. No, wait, 15. We found 3 more destroyed systems yesterday. The coalition lied about how bad it was, Jiwoo said. Or they did not know. Does it matter? Taemin asked. Either way, billions are dead. Ambassador Ralthek entered the bridge. He had been living on the Indomitable for 3 weeks now, along with 6 other coalition scientists. At first, the arrangement was awkward. The aliens did not understand human behavior. They found the crew's jokes inappropriate. They were shocked by the military discipline. They questioned why humans needed weapons drills when there was no immediate danger. But slowly, things changed. Ralthek began to understand that human humor was how they dealt with fear. The other scientists learned that military structure created efficiency, not oppression. And when Jiwoo invited the aliens to watch a combat training session, they finally understood something important. Humans prepared for war because they took it seriously. They trained constantly because they wanted to survive. Commander, Ralthek said, we are detecting a large Vrelith presence ahead, a harvester fleet. Taemin checked the sensors. A gas giant filled the screen, surrounded by dozens of bioships. They were feeding on the planet, converting its atmosphere into biological mass for the swarm. We should avoid them, one of the alien scientists said. We cannot risk the mission. We need samples, Dr. Lee said. Fresh Vrelith tissue. If I can study how they communicate, I might find a weakness. She is right, Taemin said. Jiwoo, prepare for combat. Quick strike, maximum damage, then we run. I want tissue samples before we leave. Yes, sir. This will be fun. The Indomitable accelerated toward the gas giant. The Vrelith detected them quickly, but Taemin did not try to hide. He wanted their attention. The harvester ships turned to face them. They were larger than the warships, built for processing matter rather than fighting. But they still had weapons. Target the closest harvester, Taemin ordered. Disable it, do not destroy. We need it intact for samples. Jiwoo adjusted his aim. The plasma cannons fired in precise bursts, cutting away the harvester's weapons and engines. The bioship drifted helplessly. Min-ho, send a collection drone, Taemin said. Already launched. The engineer's voice came back. But Commander, the other harvesters are moving. And they are calling for help. I am detecting reinforcements jumping in. How long until the drone returns? 2 minutes. Then we hold for 2 minutes. Jiwoo, keep them off the drone. The battle became intense. More Vrelith ships arrived every few seconds until there were over 100 surrounding them. Jiwoo fired constantly, his hands moving across the controls like a musician playing an instrument. Each shot found a target. Each target exploded, but the Vrelith kept coming. Shields at 70%, Min-ho reported. 60. They are focusing fire. Ralthek watched in fascination. You do this all the time? Fight against impossible odds? Pretty much, Jiwoo said without taking his eyes off the screen. Impossible odds are just regular odds that need more work. Drone is back, Minho announced. We have the samples. Now can we leave? Jump us out, Taemin ordered. The Indomitable vanished, leaving the Vrelith swarm behind. They reappeared several light years away, safe and intact. Dr. Lee went immediately to analyze the samples. 6 hours later, she called everyone to the lab. I found something, she said. She looked excited and worried at the same time. The Vrelith communicate through biological radio waves. Each ship is connected to the Queen's hive mind through these signals. But there is more. Minho, remember that device you were working on? Minho nodded. He had been trying to build a translator for Vrelith signals, hoping to intercept their communications. I got it working, he said. And Dr. Lee is right. We can hear them now. All of them. He activated the device. The bridge filled with noise, thousands of voices speaking at once. Then Minho filtered it, and one voice became clear. It was cold and ancient, speaking in a language the translator struggled to interpret. The human ship approaches. The human ship must be destroyed. Adapt weapons. Change tactics. Evolve to counter human technology. The Guardian species must not reach the core. Guardian species, Raltek repeated. It knows what humans are. The Queen knows we are coming, Taemin said. And it is preparing a trap. Worse than that, Dr. Lee said. She displayed new data on the screen. The Vrelith have been analyzing our weapons from the Talmara battle. They are evolving specifically to fight humans. Their armor is adapting to resist plasma fire. Their weapons are being modified to penetrate our shields. They are learning from us. How long until they complete the adaptation? Taemin asked. Days, maybe less. By the time we reach the Queen, they will have evolved past our current weapons. Jiwoo cursed under his breath. So we are walking into a trap and our weapons will not work. Great. Then we need new weapons, Minho said. Something they have not seen yet. Something they cannot adapt to quickly. What do you have in mind? Taemin asked. Minho smiled. It was not a nice smile. Remember how I jury-rigged that communication device? I can do the same with weapons. We have plenty of Vrelith tissue now. If I can reverse engineer their biological systems, I can build weapons that attack them from the inside. Biological warfare, Commander. They cannot adapt if the weapon is already part of them. Raltek looked horrified. That is monstrous. That is war, Taemin said quietly. We do what we must to win. Minho, how long do you need? A week. Maybe less if the doctor helps me. Do it, Taemin said. A message arrived from Earth later that day. Captain Sujin's face appeared on the screen, but she did not look happy. Commander, I have news. The fleet is ready. We can launch in 2 weeks instead of 6. But there is a problem. Earth's government is divided. Many people want to let the coalition fall and then claim their territories. They are calling it justice for the banishment. That is not justice, Taemin said. That is revenge, I know. But the vote is close. Right now we are scheduled to launch. But if the opposition wins, we might not come at all. You could be on your own out there. Taemin thought about that. One ship against the entire Vrelith swarm. No backup, no reinforcements, just his crew and whatever they could build with spare parts in desperation. Then we better make sure we do not need backup, he said. Another message came an hour later. This one was from the coalition. The Vrelith had launched a massive assault on the Council homeworlds. Without the Queen's destruction, billions would die within days. Taemin gathered his senior crew. The situation has changed. We need to move faster. Minho, I need those weapons in 3 days, not 7. I will do my best. Jiwoo, drill the crew. I want everyone at peak readiness. Yes, sir. Dr. Lee, keep studying that communication channel. If we can hear the Queen, maybe we can talk to her. Maybe there is a way to end this without destroying everything. I will try, she said, but her voice said she did not have much hope. Taemin looked at all of them. His crew, his friends, people who trusted him to bring them home alive. We are probably going to die, he said, but we are going to save a lot of people first. That has to be enough. The Queen's hive filled the viewport like a nightmare made real. It was built around a dying star, a massive structure of living tissue and bone that stretched for thousands of kilometers. Millions of bioships swarmed around it like insects protecting their nest. That is a lot of ships, Jiwoo said. His voice was steady, but Taemin could hear the fear underneath. 3,400,000, Dr. Lee said, reading her sensors. Give or take a few thousand. We cannot fight that many, Raltek said. This is suicide. We are not going to fight them, Taemin said. We are going to kill the Queen. The ships do not matter if she dies. And how do we get to her through 3 million ships? Jiwoo asked. Taemin turned to face his crew. We do not. Minho, status on the jump core? The engineer looked grim. Modified as requested, Commander. The core can now be overloaded to create a micro-singularity, a small black hole. It will collapse the entire hive structure and everything around it. Including us, Dr. Lee said quietly. Yes, Taemin said. Including us. We jump directly into the Queen's chamber, overload the core, and end this. The explosion will destroy the Queen and break the hive mind. The Vrillith will die across the galaxy. The bridge was silent. Then Jiwoo spoke. So we came all this way just to die? We came all this way to save billions of people, Taemin said. If that costs our lives, then that is a fair trade. Anyone who wants to leave can take an escape pod now, no shame. But I am staying, nobody moved. We are with you, Commander, Jiwoo said. All of us. Ralthek stepped forward. Commander, my team and I will leave. We are scientists, not warriors. But I want you to know what you are doing here. This sacrifice, it proves everything we believed about humans was wrong. You are not monsters. You are heroes. Save the speeches for our funeral, Taemin said. But he smiled slightly. Get to the escape pods, Ambassador. Tell the galaxy what happened here. Before they could move, every alarm on the ship started screaming. Dr. Lee checked her screens and her face went pale. Commander, something is coming through jump space. Multiple signatures, big ones. The Vrillith. Jiwoo asked. No, Dr. Lee said. Those are human signatures. It is the fleet. Earth's fleet just arrived. 50 warships emerged from jump space. 50 human vessels, each as deadly as the Indomitable. They formed a battle line between the KSS Indomitable and the Vrillith swarm. Captain Soo-jin's voice came over the communication channel. Commander Kang, I hope you did not plan to have all the fun without us. Taemin felt something break inside his chest. Relief, hope. He had been ready to die. But now maybe they could actually live, Captain. You are early, he said. Earth voted to help. Not everyone agreed, but enough did. Turns out watching one man try to save the galaxy shamed a lot of people into doing the right thing. She paused. The fleet is yours, Commander. Tell us what you need. Taemin looked at the tactical display. 50 human ships against 3 million Vrillith. Still impossible odds, but now maybe they had a chance. I need you to clear me a path to the Queen, he said. The Indomitable will jump directly into her chamber and destroy the hive from inside. But we need time to get there. Understood, Soo-jin said. All ships, this is your captain. Today we show the galaxy what humanity can do. Not because we are violent, not because we are savage, but because we choose to protect the innocent. For Earth! For the future, attack. The human fleet engaged the Vrillith swarm. It was the most beautiful and terrible thing Taemin had ever seen. 50 ships moving as one, their weapons firing in perfect coordination. They carved through the enemy like a knife through flesh. But the Vrillith were learning. They adapted their tactics, surrounded the human ships, tried to overwhelm them with numbers. Ships on both sides exploded. People died, but the humans kept fighting. They are opening a path, Jiwoo said. We can get through. Launch fighters, Taemin ordered. I want every small craft we have clearing obstacles. Minho, charge the jump drive. Dr. Lee, find me the exact coordinates of the Queen's chamber. The Indomitable accelerated into the battle. Jiwoo's weapons fired constantly, destroying any Vrillith ship that got too close. Human fighters swarmed ahead of them, sacrificing themselves to clear the path. I have the coordinates, Dr. Lee said. But Commander, I also found something else. The Queen is trying to communicate with us. What? Dr. Lee played the message. It was in an ancient language, but the translator could handle it. The Queen's voice was cold and sad at the same time. Guardian species. Warrior species. The precursors made you to stop me. They made me to cleanse failure. But they failed themselves and abandoned us both. Why do you fight for those who fear you? Let them die. Join me and we will cleanse the galaxy together. She wants us to switch sides, Jiwoo said. No, Taemin said. She wants us to be what everyone fears we are, monsters, killers, but we are not. We choose to be something better. He opened a channel to the Queen. We were made to stop you, but we were also given a choice. You are just a weapon following programming. We are people making decisions. That is the difference. That is why we will win. Jump drive ready, Minho said. Commander, this is it. Once we jump in, there is no coming back. Taemin looked around the bridge one last time. His crew, his friends. People who had followed him into death without hesitation. All hands abandon ship, he said. Get to the escape pods. That is an order. Sir, we are not leaving you, Jiwoo said. Someone has to fly this ship into the Queen. That is me. Everyone else gets out, now. Dr. Lee put her hand on his shoulder. Taemin, let us help you. You have helped. All of you. Now go, live. Tell them what we did here. One by one, the crew left the bridge. Jiwoo saluted. Dr. Lee hugged him. Minho just nodded, too emotional to speak. Even the coalition scientists headed for the pods, but Ralthek stayed behind. Ambassador, you need to leave, Taemin said. No, Ralthek said. 50 years ago, my people made a terrible mistake. We judged you without understanding. We cast you out because we were afraid. I voted against it, but I did not fight hard enough. I let it happen, so I will not let you die alone. If a human can sacrifice himself for people who wronged him, then I can stand beside that human at the end. Taemin smiled. You are a stubborn old crystal. And you are a foolishly brave human. We make a good team. The escape pods launched, carrying the crew to safety. The human fleet would pick them up. They would survive to tell the story. Taemin sat in the captain's chair and entered the jump coordinates. Ready, Ambassador? Ready, Commander. Then let us finish this. The Indomitable jumped. Reality twisted. And then they were inside the hive, in a massive chamber filled with organic technology and pulsing with alien life. At the center was the Queen, enormous and ancient, connected to millions of tendrils that controlled the swarm. She saw them, felt them, and for the first time she felt fear. Taemin activated the jump core overload. The ship began to shake as the singularity formed. We were made to protect you, he said to the galaxy, not destroy you. Remember that. The singularity expanded. The Queen screamed. The hive collapsed, and across the galaxy, 3 million Vrillith ships fell silent and died. 1 month later, the Coalition held a memorial service. Dr. Lee stood before the council representing humanity. She told them about Taemin, about his anger and his choice to help anyway. About his sacrifice, the council formally apologized for the banishment. They invited humanity to join as full members. They built a memorial station at the site of the Queen's death, bearing the names of every human and alien who died in the war. Lieutenant Commander Jiwoo took command of a new ship, the Indomitable II. He led humanity's fleet as they worked alongside coalition forces to rebuild the destroyed worlds. Engineer Minho returned to Earth. He finally made peace with his daughter's death. He knew she would be proud of what they had done, and Dr. Lee became humanity's first ambassador. She taught alien children about humans, about their capacity for both violence and compassion, about how they chose to be guardians instead of destroyers. She ended every lesson the same way with Taemin's final words. We were made to protect you, not destroy you. Remember that, and the galaxy did remember. They remembered the day humanity returned, not as conquerors but as saviors. They remembered one warship and one man who proved that being strong did not mean being cruel, that having the power to destroy was meaningless without the wisdom to protect.